Hey folks, welcome to our wrap-up video for Botswana. We're here in Namibia now, but what did you make of Botswana?
Botswana, big, flat, open, vast,
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, wild Botswana. The campfires and the wild camping is the number one standout to me
For sure.
for
Same,
Botswana.
absolutely.
I think we spent 10 days there
Mm.
and a total of 2 nights indoors.
Yeah,
And the
if
rest,
that.
the rest was all just out in the wilds, building
Big
fires
fires.
and protecting ourselves from the cold and the animals, basically.
Yeah, and animals. Elephant Highway. Man, what a standout area of Africa for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, just going down a regular road and all of a sudden a herd of elephants goes across the road, and
yeah,
they don't like cyclists either, so that's something which we had to really bear in mind going through there. A lot of people have met their demise.
yeah. Cyclists, because elephants don't know whether they're people or transport or what. Like they're just confused by how quiet bikes are, and they are known to charge, especially the young bulls, which we saw quite a few of.
Yeah, and apparently, word on the street is that it's becoming more and more prevalent for the elephants to become more aggressive as poaching has increased.
Yeah,
And it's one of the sad tales of southern Africa at the moment. Is poaching is really, really, priority number one for conservation at the moment.
yeah. They clamp down heavily, don't they? And I think
It's a shoot to kill policy.
shoot on sight, which is staggering.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, our route through Botswana, we did a sort of L shape through the country. We missed the capital. We didn't go to Gaborone, which is the only country in Africa that we cycled through and haven't gone to the capital city. How do you feel about that?
I think we definitely missed, an aspect of a country. When you're missing a capital city, that's the beating heart of a country, really.
Yeah.
And I know you're more of a city guy, but to me, I loved sitting around the campfire and being out in the wild, but I suspect you probably missed a trick.
Yeah, I just like to see the kind of the centre, the brain, the hub of where everything else comes from. But then again, a country like Botswana, it is very wild. It is very tribal, and so I really appreciated that too. And we did see some of the tribes. We saw we saw the Khoisan people, some of the oldest people in the world.
Yeah.
We got to camp with them, sat around a campfire with them, and watched what they call their trance dance, which is a healing, good luck, and some other things all built into one dance.
And they really bring in some of those sort of primal aspects of fire centrism, I'd call it. Picking hot coals out of the fire and washing their hands with it, and healing people's spirits through the fire, and throwing the bad energies in the flame, and just really mind-blowing stuff to see sort of firsthand and spend some time with them.
Another huge standout moment for us was coming into Maun, which is the gateway to the Okavango Delta. If you're doing any sort of safari out there,
That's the spot.
Yeah, it's pretty much where you'll start your journey. And we did a scenic flight over the Okavango Delta.
Your first helicopter flight.
My first flight in a helicopter, and also just an absolutely breathtaking moment on this journey.
Indeed. What was your sort of takeaway of the sort of the wild animals and the wildlife and the natural places of Botswana?
Seeing the delta from the air did really help me to capture the vastness of it. But you still can't. You still just like the distances here are just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Just how much nothing
grasp
there
it.
is in this part of the world. It just blows you away.
It really does.
If, from a cycling point of view, you want to make big miles, you're just wanting to get to South Africa as quickly as possible, or north if you're going that way. Botswana is somewhere where you will make up big miles.
But other than that, not much else.
It is quite boring. It is, especially if you like hill. I love hills, and just it's pancake flat. I think in the whole 1,200 k's in Botswana, we did about 100 meters of elevation or something ridiculous.
I mean, I like to power out the flats, but I was mind numbed by the end of it.
Yeah. It is quite, it's surprisingly taxing because you never stop pedaling, at least with hills. Sometimes you're coasting down, and so you get little breaks, and it just breaks up the day, but it kind of gets to your knees after a while, just plugging it out all day long.
Yeah, indeed.
But we did do some big days in Botswana.
We did. I think Botswana for me, it's a great place if you want to go and have your sort of honeymoon or your sort of African experience, and you're willing to drop a couple of $1,000s on the amazing lodge and the Okavango Delta and the helicopter flight and all those sort of big ticket items. Yeah. But if you're wanting to do it on a budget, if you're wanting to properly cycle tour Botswana, I'm going to say it's not the place for you.
Yeah, Botswana was where we went from being the rich guy passing through the village to being the poor person. Everybody else in Botswana pretty much is on a safari, big 4x4. Lots of self-drive going on, lots of independent travel, which is really nice. But just, big rigs and all the camping gear, and we're there on our basic bike, feeling bottom of the pile, really.
Yeah, we did. So I personally was pleased to get out of Botswana by the end of it, but loved the experience, loved the wildlife, loved the wilderness, but was ready to leave by the end.
I think for me, I wouldn't have minded seeing the capital city, Gaborone. Loved to see the beating heart. And Francistown as well. I've heard some interesting things about that place, like there's some American influence going on there. But I'm pretty happy with our L shape through the country, and was really excited to get out because we were going to Namibia.
Leading to Namibia, and more on that to come.
More on that soon. Thanks very much for watching our Botswana wrap-up video. Any questions, comments, or criticisms you have about our journey here, let us know in the comments.
Please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you, and if you're thinking about doing a trip like this, we'd love to give you some advice, give you some pointers, and we'd love to chat.
Sure. See you again soon.
Take care.